Buonasera and welcome back. So this will not be a language lesson, and worry not, I am not going to turn this channel into a cooking channel. However, there is a little bit of culture about Italy as well. We can't just do the language, we do need to learn the culture of a country. So pasta. Pasta this size because I have seen some dreadful things and I had to taste them sometimes, but um yes, I'll stop there. So pasta, are you say, first of all, are you say if you have an Italian person coming to your house, don't cook pasta for them because they won't like it. Just don't cook something from your country, whatever country you're from. Cook something that is from your country. Don't try and cook something that Italians have been eating since they were children. They know how it should taste, and they're not going to put up with something like pasta, something a typical dish from Italy that does not taste or does not feel like it should. Yes, let's put it this way. So, um, I'll tell you later what things that I've seen. I'll say it as they come. So, first of all, prima di tutto, una pentola is a pot, grande, alta, una grande pentola con acqua fredda, mm, cold water. We put this pot with the water to boil. On its own, there is nothing, there's just water, solo acqua, pentola e acqua. Basta, nient'altro, nothing else. When the water boils, quando l'acqua bolle, allora aggiungiamo il sale. We'll add salt. I will see a document, a page to remember. Mm? We're not adding pasta yet. We're adding the salt, only the salt. Quite a bit of salt. You must add salt. Pasta without salt is a crime. Okay? For an Italian, it's a crime. Salt is good for you. Mm? Salt. The big salt, the granules salt. So not just a little a pretense of salt. Big, quite a bit of salt because nobody likes um, a insipid food, insipido. And then you cannot add salt to pasta on top. It's not a salad this is not a salad. Pasta needs to cook, to boil in water which has salt. You cannot add salt to pasta. You can if you messed up and you didn't add enough afterwards to the maybe to the the sauce, but you must add salt. Sale, importante. So when you add the salt, the water will stop boiling for a bit and then will start again. When the water starts boiling again, that's when you add the pasta. And if you have spaghetti, please do not dare. I'm sure you've seen videos. I have seen recently, they come up videos of people just another cry, breaking spaghetti. Why? If you really like kind of sticks like that, do it on your plate when somebody serves you or you serve yourself on your plate. Then you cut them, you do whatever you want with them, but do not take spaghetti and cut them. How are you gonna eat them afterwards? You drink them. I don't know. impossible to pick them with a fork afterwards. So if you're not able to eat spaghetti properly, don't cook them. I'm talking to some Italians as well. They do some Italians do the same. I've seen it with my eyes. If you're not able, don't cook them. But either you do not cook them or you learn how to eat the spaghetti. Or if you really, as I said, if you really want to cut them and you are able to eat them like that, you do it on your plate. You don't do it for others. That's a big crime. Talking about pasta, we have many what in English are called pasta shapes. We just call them types of pasta, tipi di pasta. And in England, I'm talking about England, particular the UK, particular in fact. I'm not sure about other countries. However, I'm assuming only that you are not going to find all the different shapes or types of pasta that we have in Italy. In Italy, you have a whole aisle with all so many shapes. And one thing they will never ever find in Italy is pasta in a tin. So that is another crime. I shouldn't even say it loud, just in case, just in case. One type this is a type of spaghetti, let's call it. It's called capellini. In fact, capellini 1P, which means thin hair, because these are so thin. They are thinner than the thinnest spaghetti you've ever had. There's some of my favorites. One of my favorites or some of my favorites because I like a few, but these are really so light as well. So capellini, numero uno, because spaghetti in Italy, they have the numbers according to how thick or fine they are. So numero uno is the thinnest. And then you have up to anyway, numero 3, numero 5, 7, 12, 13, thicker and thicker. Not too gigantic, but different people have different tastes. I like these ones. And talking about these ones, this is one of the brands, Marca, more used, more popular in Italy, Barilla. I have seen them, I think, in only one supermarket in the UK. Otherwise, normally, and it is also a very good one, is De Cecco. De Cecco is a good one, which is a yellow and blue, like a royal blue color, the package. Otherwise, Barilla. Barilla is like, it's a classic. In fact, Barilla also does, they make biscuits, very good biscuits. You've got aisles of biscuits and little other cakes, mini cakes in Italy. It's definitely worth visiting a supermarket when you go to Italy. In every country, I like visiting a supermarket and see what they have. So we have now the water was boiling. We have added the pasta. Pasta, in fact, in the package, the plastic package or the box, you there is always the cooking time. So I've heard about, oh, if you take a pasta, you just throw it onto the wall, which needs to have tiles, and then if it falls, if it doesn't fall, I don't know, it's cooked, it's not cooked, no idea. They are the minutes, how many minutes is supposed to cook. In fact, not supposed to, how many minutes it must cook. So that is one of the gigantic things that I wish I had never seen. Uh, the people just let the pasta cook forever. It's not it's not meat that you put in the oven, with a low temperature and you eat it tomorrow. It's gonna cook there overnight. Pasta after a while is not edible. If you overcook it is not edible anymore. I won't even happily give it to my dogs. The smell changes, the texture changes completely. Overcooked pasta is no good. doesn't taste good anymore, doesn't smell good anymore. It has really a very unpleasant texture. When the pasta is overcooked, we call it scotta. So cotta, feminine, is talking about pasta means cooked. Scotta, which may make you think about uncooked. Instead, it means overcooked. So la pasta scotta, no, no, no. And I said I've seen somebody, maybe this was many, many years ago, cooking this pasta. In fact, like killing this pasta. It was murder. It wasn't cooking. It was a murder of pasta. These poor little conchiglie shells. They are supposed to, when does grow a little bit when it's cooked, but these shells, they became gigantic in this very, very small pot. And I could see them. I could see them. They were just dying. In fact, they committed suicide in the end. Pasta scotta overcooked, it becomes white, becomes very white, and it starts melting really. This is the things that nobody wants to see, and you should just throw it away and just I shouldn't be eaten. So until you get, or unless you know when pasta actually fills, with just by filling it, it's cooked. Look at in the package, it says how long it's supposed to cook. And in general, what I do, you can see it, you can also see it, the color changes a little bit. You can see already, or can feel it, even just, if you stir it a little bit, just to feel it, you can feel that it's softer. Uh, Otherwise, you just pick one. We could be one spaghetto, una conchiglia, una farfalla, un fusillo, whatever it is. Put it on a plate, cut it, and you see inside. You can see it. You can feel it. Is it still a little bit hard, or does it look all kind of yeah, you don't see they still hard inside. It's like it looks all the same. The inside with the outside with the inside looks exactly the same. Um, and also another thing people have heard is, oh, you need to add oil to the boiling pasta. No, the only reason why somebody would add any oil is because they are overcooking the pasta. Pasta never gets stuck to each other. The bits, it could be say spaghetti, whichever type of pasta doesn't stick unless you're overcooking it. So you do not need to add any olive oil. Feel free to do it, but you don't need to. There is no reason for it unless you're overcooking it. And then when you taste this, you also realize, have I put enough salt? And also you need to learn for an Italian, in Italy we do use salt, quite a bit of salt, or what sounds or looks like quite a bit of salt, but not for not for Italians. A salt it's not to cover a taste, it's to bring out a taste. It's like sugar. It brings out certain taste. So as a pasta without salt is just not an option. So if you think you have not added enough salt, add a little bit more. If you cannot taste the salt, if it's not tasty, if it is tasteless, there is enough salt. So add a bit more, just in case, add a bit more. Aggiungete un altro po' di sale. So, and then don't go and do chores or make a phone call while pasta is cooking. Stay there. Don't go fast. Stay there. At the same time, so this probably will keep you, very close to the cooker, la cucina, which is the same name for the kitchen. You can also start preparing il sugo, which is the pasta sauce. So any type of sauce that you you add to the pasta, we just call it il sugo. Che sugo facciamo? And very often There are like traditionally certain types of pasta. They go with certain types, certain sauces or certain sughi. And in general, we can say that those il sugo, for example, tuna pasta. So those sauces which have bits, let's say, like tuna, are better eaten with short pasta, which has a certain shape, like conchiglie. There are different types of conchiglie in Italy or fusilli, because so the pasta goes inside, so it gets stuck in the shape, and you eat it instead of if you do it with the spaghetti, you'll have the spaghetti, but then the tuna will be left on your plate, and you're not going to taste the two things together. It will be a lot more difficult to pick the spaghetti and the tuna in this case, or whatever else, at the same time, and taste them at the same time. So you can follow what Italians do and choose certain types of pasta, short or long. We say pasta corta or pasta lunga. So pasta corta, farfalle, conchiglie, fusilli, penne, all different types of penne. Pasta lunga, spaghetti of every size, size in the sense like thickness, not. Um, Come si tagliatelle, pappardelle, eccetera, eccetera, linguine, so pasta corta o pasta lunga. So you can follow, you will find um, somewhere online what normally Italians prefer. So while the pasta is cooking, you can start making your sugo. Um, there are some basics ingredients for the soup. Olio d'oliva. I don't necessarily want to, this is not is an advert for anything, but this is what I can find super fantastic oil in England. I normally bring my own when I travel. So, olio d'oliva. E io uso sempre olio extravergine, nice and cloudy. Quindi olio d'oliva, this we are talking about a pan or a pot again. Different options really. The basic to give a taste to your sauce is cipolla, which è cut in pieces, tagliare a pezzi piccoli. Some people don't like it, I do very much. Aglio, you don't need a gigantic quantity. Uno spicchio, due spicchi, dipende dai gusti, depends on what you like. E normalmente prezzemolo, which is in the fridge. Prezzemolo, parsley o altre erbe aromatiche, other herbs. Normalmente prezzemolo. So you let it cook a little bit until it has a little bit of color. Do not burn it, non bruciare. So, and then this is the base, just the base for any sauce. So to this basics, olio, cipolla, aglio, prezzemolo, you can add anything else. Once they've cooked, then you add whatever you want. You can add pelati. Pelati is like the peeled tomatoes, like the tinned tomatoes. La passata, which is all very smooth. Il tonno, or anything else, i broccoli, if you're doing pasta con broccoli, or different type of like seafood, frutti di mare, eccetera, eccetera, to the basic, that which is going to give taste to whatever you're going to add. E sale. So now I'm going to share quickly so you can see it in writing if you want, if you haven't already abandoned my kitchen. You can even take a screenshot So, come cucinare la pasta e fare il sugo. Cucinare la pasta. Bollire l'acqua, remember a big pot. Quando l'acqua bolle, aggiungere il sale. Remember, then the water will stop boiling, and then when you add the salt, and then when it boils again, mettere la pasta. Um, and then follow the cooking time, and then colare la pasta. Colare la pasta. Do not, I've seen that as well. Do not just take a bit of few spaghetti or few whatever, take them out and leave the rest in the boiling water for later because you are overcooking it and it will not be edible. Colare tutta la pasta. By the way, the water from the pasta is very good. It's an anti-grease. Anti-grease. It gets rid of grease. So, for example, you can use it to rinse the plates before washing them. Not just it's not to wash, to rinse. For example, there are some other uses if you want. And so colare la pasta, and then the pasta can stay here whilst not for too long, whilst the sugo is finished. So you have to look at the times. If the sugo is going to take a long time, you start the sugo first. It depends what sugo you are making, because you don't want to leave the pasta here forever. Just a very little time. Yeah, hardly any time. Ideally, the sugo is ready already. So sugo, as I said, the basic ingredienti base, olio, cipolla, aglio, prezzemolo. And then whichever sugo you're going to make, you just add and cook. So many, I mean, pasta you can make in so many ways. You just, these are the basic, and then add whatever you want. Whatever you want, however, is not whatever you want, really. Unless you're eating it without telling any Italian, or without trying to serve this, whatever you want, to an Italian person. And one important thing, sugo. So the quantity, the proportions of sugo and pasta. So pasta is pasta, it's not a broth, it's not a minestra either, it's not a soup. So it needs to be very light. It gives a flavor. So the pasta should not be covered in the sugo. Uh, um, and I've never seen or heard of an Italian cooking pasta with chicken, for example. That's just an example. But otherwise, be creative. I've always been creative and just mix this and that, just to see if you like it. And a couple of super simple recipes are, we'll say, pasta al burro. So, if you don't have all the, any of the basic ingredients, for example, or if you want to eat really quickly, pasta al burro, you cook the pasta and then you put it in a pan, or in fact, colare la pasta first of all, and then you can put it back in the big pot and you add burro, which is butter, and parmigiano. And that's it, you don't need anything else. Maybe pepe nero, black pepper. So that is pasta al burro, which is like a very like a dish for the poor, let's say, because it's very, very basic in ingredients. For the poor, that's how it was started, but it's quite yummy. A very simple recipe, ricetta, is pasta, aglio, olio, e peperoncino. So these basic things, you have aglio, olio, people normally don't add cipolla, aglio, olio, e peperoncino. Peperoncino, which is chilies. Okay. And I do add prezzemolo to this. So these two very basic recipes, ricette, if you don't have many ingredients, or if you're in a hurry, or if you simply because that's how you like it. Um, So this is what, especially what not to do when cooking pasta. And please, tell me about, feel free to tell me about your experiences eating pasta and your nightmare eating pasta. And let me just say, this is some people in Italy as well, which say, oh no, I don't do it like that. But this is really the average, let's say. Oh, most people will do it like that. Especially the cooking of the pasta. There are no other rules. I haven't mentioned the fact that you can cook pasta al dente. Al dente means just before a very few seconds, really 30 seconds before it is cooked perfectly. The cooking, I don't know, texture and time is perfect. Just a few seconds really before. So you leave it a little bit harder, which is not, it doesn't mean hard. It doesn't mean uncooked. It's just a little bit harder. But and then there is the exact cooking time, which is la pasta cotta normalmente, and then the rest is not ageable, as I said. It is not it's just a crime. So yeah, the rules for cooking pasta is the same everywhere. And the sugo, as I said, I've given you my basics, which in general is how it is. But and there's so many, as I said, so many recipes. So there's many books, and then you can eat really pasta every day because it's never boring. It's never boring. And I know that some people, because it depends on your DNA as well. Some people say, oh, but it's heavy on your stomach. First of all, how much are you eating of it? You shouldn't eat too much. In general 90 grams, 90 grammi, if you need too much. Second, it gives you energy, so you can have really just a little bit. And then if you have it with vegetables, different recipes with vegetables, you're eating a bit of carbs with vegetables as well. And then the olive oil, I mean, it helps. It's like a cure for everything almost, together with the sun, il sole. What more do you want? Right, so this was our recipe. What kind of a recipe? Some ideas or advice on how to cook pasta. So do try it. Let me know, as I said, let me know if you've never cooked pasta. Try it. Let me know how it goes. If you've cooked pasta in a different way, you can tell me. And let me know what you think. Maybe if you've cooked in a different way, try this way and see which one you prefer. And tell me some experience of you cooking for an Italian person. For example. Oh, I do remember another one. It's like this person took 3 hours, 3 hours for just some normal pasta with just some normal sugo with tomato. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. 3 hours. How can it even be possible? It takes very little time. Normally the maximum pasta it takes like maybe 13, 14 minutes, maybe the biggest pasta or 11 minutes, let's say. Obviously you have to boil the water, etc. Do the sugo depending on the sugo, but nothing takes 3 hours. A plate of pasta does not take 3 hours. Anyway, very easy when it comes to food, very easy. Um, but you know, the Italians are quite fussy, really. Um, so let me know about your experiences and let me know if you have created some pasta dishes. Be careful, be gentle. Be careful, be gentle. Um, but anyway, do let me know and maybe we can all learn something and maybe have a little laugh as well. I hope you have laughed um, as well. So I will see you on our next video. If you do want to know, if you want to learn some other recipes, feel free to ask me. Buon appetito!